Okay, so here I am in a busy line, not going anywhere anytime soon. So, what that means is I'm going to talk about things that I've come to learn, or I've gone on the path of learning, and relating it to what's happening now. And I'm trying to say in a way that I'm not trying to force my unsolicited opinion on people, but I just want to say how I feel, and you can take it or leave it. And it's definitely not about telling you how to think or what to think. It's about saying what I have come to know beyond a reasonable doubt, and just things that I've learned to be fairly true, or a lot of evidence in that direction. And I'm putting it out there for you to, if you want, look into it more and know for yourself, among other things. So, hi, I'm James. Most of you know me on Facebook, obviously, you're my friends, but if I put this on YouTube, there might be just one person in Scandinavia, say, that just happens to breeze past it and go, yeah, I like what that guy's talking about. Because I do that all the time on YouTube and other platforms. So it's Christmas time, 23rd December 2020. It's been a crazy year. Yep, everyone knows that. Because I'm doing it on the fly, I haven't really formulated too much exactly where to start and where to finish, but let's start with Corona, and let's also tie that in with what's going on around the world, what hasn't been going on around the world, and the power structure, politics, and how it's affected all of us. So, with Corona, let's just say, is it possible that the governments around the world, here in Australia and abroad, worse abroad, let's just say, could they be very incorrect about certain things? Could they not, believe it or not, this might be a crazy concept for you, those of you not so much, could governments actually not really care about us or have our best interests at heart? Crazy statement, I know. Think it's possible? The Hunger Games, right? The Hunger Games movies. That is what I think, left unchecked, where more or less will end up something like that. We won't be recognisable anymore to what we know. Our freedoms, especially in the West, but other places too, but here in Australia, America, etc. We are possibly, slowly but surely, being pushed towards a world that could end up like the Hunger Games. You might see this haha funny t-shirt. Socialism distancing. Socialism sounds fine if you don't know what it is. But if you do, every country in history that have gone towards a socialism platform ends up in tyranny, ends up in communism. So you just need to look at Nazi Germany, you need to look at Russia. There's a lot of China, current day. It's not a good scene. So, left unchecked, I think our own worst enemy as a population, as a people, is not tyranny itself. Tyranny being the control, the malevolent, the bad control of government who don't have our best interests at heart. Is that our worst enemy? I'll tell you one thing that's even more of an enemy. And that is ourselves. Now, I'll tie it in here to, let's say, Nazi Germany as an example. And I ask you, do you think that Nazi Germany and Hitler, are you allowed to say his name on YouTube? I don't even know. Take it back. Anyway, it's the truth, it's fact, it's history, yes? Nazi Germany wouldn't have been able to exert the amount of control over the population of people and to have committed those heinous crimes against humanity without first gaining either the trust or the ambivalence of the population through propaganda, through people's, and this is a special word here, acquiescence. Acquiescence basically means, for those who don't know, no worries, give it over. What's that? They want to take away some certain freedoms. They want to. That's how it all starts. They want to change the tone about things, or just say a virus comes in like Corona. They'll change little laws here and there, or they'll mandate things possibly, or they'll just do things. But they cannot do it without us as a people letting them do it. So let's just grab a piece of paper. See, it's empty. Haven't pre-prepared. Is it possible that 1%, they call it the 1%, the elite, some people have referred to them as, I don't know, Illuminati or whatever you want to refer to it as. Is there a cabal? Is it possible that there is forces on our planet that are in control of the majority of us? A minority controlling the majority. Think Roman Empire, similar sort of stuff. So let's just say the 1% and the 99%, which is us. And we'll say the 1% are up here, and that is all of us. I'm not sure if you can see that. You see that? 1%. Now, that's us. That's all of us. That is all the normal average people, and even the people, that's the poor of the poor, and that's the successful people that you and I know in our lives. We're still part of that. We're nowhere up here. Okay? So let's just say that 1%, and let me tie it into the media. Media, 1%. The media is controlled, and that's the mainstream media, okay? So everything, almost everything. We're talking about Channel 4, Channel 9, Channel 10, 60 Minutes, all of it. Just all of it, okay? In the world, the whole of the media is owned by the same, okay, I can't give you the exact number, but it's a very small amount of people or companies. The same, let's just say 9. Media is run by the same, an insane amount percentage of the media is run by the same, just say 9 companies or 9 people. Okay? So, here we go. Media. Now this is not for me to tell you this is what's happening. This is for me to suggest to you, hey, this is what I've come to learn. If you want to learn it too for yourself, do some digging. That's what it's all about. We've got the internet. So let's just say a really small amount of people own almost all of the media that we take our news from. And that media, run by the small amount of people, feed all of our perceptions. If we take the news for granted, we are basically being told by a really small amount of very powerful people what they want us to know. Subtle, very subtle. It's the same as Nazi propaganda. It's just subtle. It's not Hitler screaming to the mountaintops, I invade, they all. Passionate, open, slowly taking over the people's hearts and minds. No. That, what I just showed you, is one small example of how they control people's perception. And if you control people's perception, if you can somehow influence millions upon millions, even billions, of people's thoughts about what is going on, then you can control them. You can keep them in fear. You can tell them lies and make them believe it. And that could justify all sorts of things. They could start wars based on telling you what's going on. That happened. Post 9/11, the invasion of Afghanistan and Iraq. They didn't just fly after 9/11 straight and made a wall. They had to go through channels. You had to go through Congress. To enact that kind of stuff, you need a reason. So I'm suggesting to you, what if you can make up reasons? Because they did. In our lifetime, in my lifetime, 2003, not that long ago, I was an adult then. And they said there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, etc., etc. Basically, under the guise of fear, they invaded other countries. We were a part of it. But it was a lie. And there was a reason why they lied. Because they had objectives. They had things that we didn't really know about that they wanted to achieve. Didn't have our benefits at heart. Didn't have Iraqi peoples and Afghanistan peoples at heart, best interests at heart. So how do I tie this back into what's going on now? Well, I guess I'm just trying to do my small, tiny bit, because a lot of people are trying to do their bit, to try and help wake some people up. Not wake you up by telling you what's going on, by saying to you, I suggest there are a lot of things going on. In fact, I know there are, because I've been studying it for many, many, many years. I'm saying to you, this is what I think I know. How about you have a look if you're interested? Because the world's been going down a bad path for a very long time. How else can I get to some people that haven't got it already? You got kids? You worried about their future? You want them to live in a good world, a better world than we're living in now even? Of course you do. What kind of world are we going to live in if worst case scenario, Hunger Games type situations slowly ease their way in? With all of us saying, yes, 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 change the laws. Yes, 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 whatever it is. What I'm ultimately saying to you is we need to stand up in our own small way and say no to things you don't believe should happen. And the only way you can do that is to be informed. And the only way you can be informed is just to get off your ass, pull off the fucking blinds, pull off your... Sorry for the swearing, I'll probably get canned for that. Take off the blinkers, take off your blindfolds, yeah, they're metaphors, and try and see what's going on. Because there might come a time sooner than you think that you're going to need to make a decision. And that decision will impact all of us. Now on the flip side, let's just say things are going good. Maybe they are. There's a lot of good people out there. And I think it's going to be a really big Christmas time and New Year's. And I think, I don't say this lightly, we've never, certainly not in this generation, we've never been to a point where things could go either really bad or really good. It feels to me like we're on some scales. There's things happening that could go either way. It feels to me like we're at a tipping point. It feels to me like there's more people than ever are starting to wake up and see what's going on, smell the roses. But at the same time, there's still a lot of people out there that have no idea. If you have goals in your life and you're working towards achieving them, you feel good, right? I know how that feels now. So that's what I'm doing. If you don't have goals in life and you're drifting, I know how that feels also. I used to do that a lot. You're not going to be happy. Your energy's going to be low. You're going to be in the grips of mental illness probably, or just a negative person. So my advice to everyone that hasn't already grasped this is, if you don't have goals in life, you don't have something you really want to achieve, you are probably going to be upset and angry and depressed, and it manifests in your behaviour. I say to those people, your number one priority should be to find whatever that passion is in your life. Find whatever your goals are. Demand it of yourself. What do I want to do in life? What are my goals? I don't know. Can I please find them? Think. I can tell you, and people can tell you, that successful or have become successful, you don't get there without defeat and failure along the way. Now, again, I'll make a quick little jump to something else. We are not taught in our education system about real world. Can you grasp that? You've all been through it. Do you understand that? When you leave school, do you know how to open up a bank account? Maybe yes, you do nowadays. Do you know how to change a tyre? Do you know how to do practical things? Do you know what you want to do? Are you taught to have goals and to achieve them and to work towards them? No. Ultimately, we're not. We're set up for failure until we understand on our own accord, if we ever do, or we're lucky enough to do, or if you have good influences. But if you don't, you're going to be lost and drifting. And that is a recipe for disaster. It's no good. So just understand, hey, if you're shit in life right now, if you're down the dumps or things have happened to you or you don't have goals, I've just suggested to you that there's nothing more important than finding those goals. Start there. It's a good start. There is a lot of positive things that do happen, can happen, and will happen. It comes from all of us individually learning. It's no good any other way. We all have to come to some realization that we are in charge of our own destiny in lives. Because if you're not, you're drifting and you're being led. And it's going to end up in tyranny. 1984, dystopia, Hunger Games. That's the path it could be. The other path, when more of us wake up, when more of us want to achieve, when more of us have love, when more of us build each other up, when more of us understand that, we start life behind the 8 ball, but we can, and we do, and we will get better. So ultimately, what is all this about? It's just the ramblings of me. Trying to do my little tiny bit, but it's something nonetheless, to contribute to a better future. Again, you better wake up if you don't understand. Kind of sound like Gary Ablett now, senior. But, hey, he's trying to do his own bit, mate. He might sound crazy, or you might think he's heartfelt. Shouldn't there be more people that want to try and do their own little bit to help others and to help themselves? So, Merry Christmas, everyone. A very, very happy Christmas. I hope you have a great one. And if you don't, and if you're not doing too good, my heart goes out to you. But this is the time now to know that life is what you make it. And we're all affected by it. We're all affected by things that are almost seemingly beyond our control. Like I said before, the elite or the 1%. The bad influence in the world, the evil influence in the world that's hidden. But it affects us. It affects us. The education system is fucked, for example. Not perfect, not good. Could be a lot better. That's a good start, isn't it? Practical stuff. Properly. You want to leave school, or you would like your children to leave school being well informed, motivated, and have their own goals severely in their minds. Severely is not the right word, but clearly in their minds. That's great, isn't it? Not a good goal. So, peace everyone. Merry Christmas. And I hope you take this as intended. I'm James. You can call me King James. I'm only the king when I'm singing karaoke Elvis. Other than that, I'm just James, truck driver, yeah? All the best.